Since Oliver is back from France, where he was visiting his mother, the holidays are coming up, and I wanted to show you how to make a cranberry chutney. It's a little bit more interesting than just cranberry sauce. Chutney is made usually in the Far East with spices and fruit and a lot of sugar. That's how it's preserved, and it goes with meat. I'm going to make something that goes great with pork and turkey. And of course, cranberries are in Massachusetts, very American. This is for you who aren't Americans. This is for our Turkey Day, our Thanksgiving holiday. And we're just going to open these up. Ocean Spray is a very common brand. And you just put them in there whole. They've been rinsed. They grow in bogs. They're not really a dirty product. But we are going to give them a little rinse and float them around in there and see if we have anything that's broken or bruised. They usually last a long time in the store, and they're coming in this time of year. So the ones that you're going to be picking up are going to be really nice and fresh and look great. They all look wonderful. I don't see anything black or marred. Okay, so drain that off. Now if you can't find fresh cranberries, you can go with the whole berry cranberry sauce and add all the things that I'm going to add in this recipe without the sugar, because this is already pre-sweetened. So if you don't have these, use 2 cans per bag of cranberries and just follow the recipe, and I will post this recipe on the site a little bit later today. And here we go. We're going to add 3 cups sugar to 2 bags of cranberries. And this is what preserves this so well. And the cranberries are very tart, very tannic. And I might need a bigger pot. Huh? Don't tell Carmen. She has to do all the dishes. Okay, that's just about exact. So let me switch up pots real quick and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. We've got it in a bigger pot. Need to have enough room. So that's the last cup of sugar. As I said, that's a preservative. Those are the things that they used in the olden days. Salt or smoking meats or using a lot of sugar. Now the recipe calls for, this is interesting, 2 oranges. That all we're going to do is make sure we've got the end off, and we're going to take the seeds out if there are any. And isn't that wonderful? There's no seeds in this one. And surprising, I'm sure, to you, I'm going to take out anything that's just discolored or weird looking. We're going to put this whole, grind it all into the food processor. And if you didn't have a food processor, boy, I don't know, you'd have to chop this up pretty fine. No seeds in either one. Usually oranges have some seeds. And while we're adding a lot of sugar, in the end this is going to be spicy, and it also has an onion in it, so it's not exactly a dessert. So we put this on. Here we go. We're going to chop this up until it's just nothing but mush. And those little pieces of the rind will give it a slight bitterness to this chutney, and it's delicious. Orange and cranberries go beautifully together. Look, I've got one big piece. I'm going to pull them out. And see how it doesn't really chop it up completely. There will be little chunks of that. So in it goes. Ooh, you can smell that, huh? And now I'm going to do, I only need a half of a cup of an onion. So I'm only going to use half this onion. And in this particular situation, I don't usually use the food processor for an onion because it'll turn it into mush. But in this case, I don't care. So the easier the better. Keep these tasks simple. Here we go. That's done. And the rest of this gets easier. You probably think, oh, now you've gone and ruined the cranberries, but we're going to turn the heat on. Now the next thing we're going to add is ginger. We're going to have 3 tablespoons of fresh ginger. You can buy this actually in jars sometimes in the nicer markets. If you can't get fresh ginger, use 1/3 of the amount that I'm going to use, which is, I'm using 3 tablespoons. So use 1 tablespoon of dried. And I need to grate this, and you can leave the peel on as long as it's not moldy. So I'll do 3 tablespoons of this. You can see if it's icky, the peel just kind of comes right off of there. It doesn't go through the grater anyway. Fresh ginger is sort of hot. Like a lot of garlic would be hot. It's spicy. Bring tears to your eyes. I definitely have 3 tablespoons there, maybe a little more. So I'm going to leave a touch out because I don't want it to be overspiced. Okay. And then we're going to add, pistachios are wonderful for the Christmas. They're slightly green and they give a great flavor, but they're so expensive. And in this economy, I'm going to use almonds. Slivered almonds. You can see the sugar has melted. We're starting to sort of simmer. And what I'm looking for is to cook this just slightly, but not so much that the cranberries pop. So we're going to get on with this because it's going to happen fast. I've got 1/4 of a cup, which is 4 tablespoons, so there we go, with almonds. And I'm going to do the same amount with raisins. You can use dark raisins. These happen to be golden raisins. These are just what I had in my cupboard. So there we go. And then if you want, if you have them and you like the seeds, that's really the part that's going to contribute to this chutney. I'm going to use figs, and I'm going to use 8. There we go. Make sure I have no stems. And I'm just going to chop these up. I don't want to puree these. I want little bites of this. Is that a stem? No. Just like that. Pretty good sized dice. And if you want to put this up and keep, you can put this into sterilized jars. But it'll keep for weeks in the refrigerator because of the sugar content. And I'm just going to put it into some clean plastic containers and keep it for the holidays. And you can see that boil there, Ollie. We've got a good boil on that. Okay, 2 more. If you don't like that many figs, then just, you could use dates. But I actually like the seediness of these. So there we go. And now for the spices. It's going to take 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cayenne, which is where we're going to get our heat, and a teaspoon of dry mustard, which is very spicy as well. So here we are. That's going to be all of our cayenne. I might have to put in a little more. Teaspoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of mustard, teaspoon of salt. And in case you guys didn't know, if you don't have a measuring cup, it's what you can feel in the palm of your hand there in that little dent. That's a teaspoon. So you can eyeball it. And that's it, people. That's all there is to it. The hardest part is chopping up the figs, I think. Beautiful color. As it sits in the fridge, after 6 weeks, it won't have quite the vibrance that it has right now. But it'll keep this beautiful color pretty well. I'm going to let this cook 3 minutes just to make sure the sugar's dissolved and the crystals have washed down. Cranberry sauce is a typical accompaniment to the turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. This is what I use. I want this to cook just a little bit. So these are really soft. Ooh, they're just about to burst. I'm going to let you taste it, Oliver. But My family eats this with pork roast. It goes great with duck or goose or just whatever your holiday meat might be. Even ham. Probably not roast beef. But it's ready to go into the jars. Okay, it's finished. Beautiful color. The berries have popped, so I know the sugar's going to get inside there. It'll be a little thicker once it's set up. Or cooled down, I should say. I think cranberries have pectin in them, but look how much it makes. It smells really good. It's not too spicy because I was a little short on the cayenne. And that's it. Happy holiday.
Tomorrow Oliver and I are going to try to do a turkey for you so that we can give you our best advice on the upcoming holiday. And hope you like the chutney, and we'll see you tomorrow.